I'd like to thank the German government for hosting this dialogue and inviting Australia to be part of it. The theme for this year's forum, From Ambition to Action, resonates with Australia. Last year, I had the privilege of sharing with you the practical action Australia is taking to reduce our emissions and support countries in our region to do the same. Since then, we've built on our climate ambitions by committing to achieve net zero by 2050. We've also set out a technology-led plan for how we'll achieve that target. The Australian government is now allocating more than $21 billion to low emissions technologies, a war chest for the decade to 2030 to drive to $126 billion, around 80 billion euros of total public and private sector investment. Last year, I spoke about the specific price targets Australia had set for 5 priority technologies: clean hydrogen under $2 a kilogram, energy storage under $100 a megawatt hour, low emissions steel and aluminium under $700 and $2,200 per tonne respectively, carbon capture, compression, transport and storage for under $20 a tonne, and soil carbon measurement under $3 per hectare per year. We've since added ultra-low-cost solar to the list at $15 a megawatt hour, a 70% reduction on today's costs. We're throwing the book at these technologies because we know that if we can get their cost to parity with existing alternatives, then net zero emissions will be practically achievable, not just in Europe or Australia, but across the globe. But Australia won't be able to do this alone. That's why we want to work with our allies and partners, including Germany and the European Union, to make these shared goals happen. In fact, the Australian government has already set aside $565 million for bilateral and multilateral partnerships focused on these and other new energy technologies. Over the past 12 months, we've reached agreements with Germany, Japan, Singapore, the UK, the Republic of Korea, and most recently India. The Australia-Germany Hydrogen Accord is a solid platform for our two countries to realise our ambition of a future hydrogen supply chain and bilateral trade in clean hydrogen. Through initiatives such as HyGate and the Germany's H2 Global Initiative, we're working to roll out hydrogen R&D projects and explore options to facilitate long-term hydrogen supply from Australia to Germany. Colleagues, we are making this a reality today. In January this year, the first shipment of liquid hydrogen left Australian shores bound for Japan. Australia is focused on practical action like this so that we can all achieve our climate goals. That's why we strongly support the Glasgow Breakthroughs Agenda with its focus on accelerating innovation to drive down emissions by 2030. Australia looks forward to hosting the first ever Clean Energy Supply Chain Summit in June, helping to build a pathway towards achieving decarbonisation. We'll also work closely with the G20 host Indonesia to ensure a strong focus on practical decarbonisation pathways and solutions. Thank you.